Hi traders, in today's video I'm going to show you a simple gold trading strategy that could completely change the way you trade. No complicated indicator, no endless analysis, just one clear setup that works again and again. This is the same method I used to pass some of my funded account. So to catch a powerful move on gold and trade it with confidence. So if you're ready to stop guessing and start winning, make sure you stay to the end, because I will give you everything from start to finish. See you there. If you want to achieve such results on daily basis trading gold, here are the steps to follow. This strategy is simple and straightforward. I'll be quoting New York Times in this very strategy. That's the reason why I want you to move down to your right bottom corner, change your time to New York. So this is how the strategy works. Immediately it's 8 o'clock p.m. New York time. This is closure of the day. I want to illustrate it with diagram. This is the closure of the day and this opening of Asian section. Immediately it's 8 o'clock p.m. The first thing you need to do is to look at the market structure using 15 minutes time frame. So let's assume the market structure we have for that very day is uptrend. We have price move from low to high and from high to low and from this low to high, giving us a break of structure. And this break of structure shows that price is totally in uptrend. After that, we need to mark our recent highs and low if it is confirmed. Looking at this structure, we have a break of structure here, right? This break of structure confirmed this low, right? So we need to mark our low now. That is our recent valid point of interest. This high is not yet confirmed. We are coming to that. So let's assume you confirm this structure for that very moment. The next thing you will do is to move down to 1 minute time frame, wait for price to pull back into this low, sweep this low. After the sweep of the low, you want to see a market structure shift. Market structure shift happens when price moves from this point to this point, taking out this high in 1 minute time frame. If price does that, you have a market structure shift and it must move back inside this 15 minutes range. That very zone you mark as your recent low. As price moves in, you have confirmed everything you need. The next thing is to wait for mitigation. Mitigation can be a breaker block or other block or maybe a fair value gap. And everything is available. This is your breaker block. When do we use breaker block? This is a pro tip. Your breaker block can be used if price after the market structure shift moves inside this range and is very far away from that zone. It gives a market structure shift. Then your nearest point that price may return to mitigate is breaker block. But if price did not move far away after the market structure shift in 1 minute time frame, for you to get a good risk to reward, you have to look for a fair value gap from this corner, from this side, or maybe another block. Then you target this very high. Your stop loss will be below this low. Reason why I don't quote 1:2 here is because you're in uptrend and everything aligns with the market structure. So we are expecting price to do what? We're expecting price to take out this newly high. You understand? This is the scenario you make 124, 125. So the same thing if price was in downtrend after 8 o'clock p.m., you mark your recent highs and low if they are confirmed. Remember what I said? You can only confirm your high or low when this happens. This is your high. We confirm this lower high because it breaks off a structure. But this very low is not yet confirmed because there's no pullback after that 8 o'clock p.m. So all we have to wait for is for price to move back to this high, sweep it on 15 minute on 1 minute time frame, give us a market structure shift, move inside this range, we look for something mid-gettable, then price taps on it and we target this very zone. Now another scenario, pay very good attention. So now let's assume before 8 o'clock p.m. that we have such price action. Price was in this form. That price wasn't on this form. You have to pardon my drawing, please. Let's assume now that after 8 o'clock p.m. that we have this type of market structure. We have a break of structure, then price moves inside this range and take off this very lower high. When that happens, we have a confirmed low and high. This is when we mark our high and our low, and we wait for price to sweep either side. You understand the logic now? We have confirmed low and confirmed high. We are now waiting for price to do what? To sweep either side. It can go on 1 minute time frame, sweep this high, give us market structure shifts, move inside this range, and if it doesn't move far away after the market structure shift, if we have a fair value gap, we take our trade there. If we have other block, we take our trade there. It can also sweep our low and we target this zone. So that is the strategy. I hope this is simple as not complicated. Should I give a quick recap again? The only thing to pay attention is your 15 minutes structure. If you have such structure, that's price break off a structure, you have a pullback before 8 o'clock p.m. New York time, and the price take out any lower high during that pullback stage, you have confirmed low and high. Price can sweep either side and you take your trade. As simple as that. So let's move into live example for you to see how powerful this strategy is. So guys, this is our first example. A pair is gold. You can clearly see that. And market structure is what? Uptrend. Where is our recent highs and low? This is recent high. Let's mark it out. This is confirmed. This is our recent low. This is our 10th. So 8 o'clock. This time, this line here is 8 o'clock p.m. The closure of New York and the opening of Asian section. So we have to wait for price to reach there, or we start looking for sweep either side. Okay, what is it? This is 8 o'clock. We are now in 19:09. 8 o'clock p.m. dot. Let's wait for sweep side. Because we are in uptrend, we are looking for sweep on downside. So that's what I have sweep already. See what will happen after the sweep. Remember, after the sweep, we are looking for market or 1 minute time frame. Price is still down. Beautiful. Want to see the price back inside this range. Not interested in anything happening. Market structure shift is what we're waiting back inside the range. Can clearly see here that price should market structure shift, and they have moved back inside this range. Market structure shift happens candle up here. So we have to consider it as where we narrated because they are moved far away. You understand? Price have moved far away from the zone. Only zone left for us to use here is the other block, is the breaker block. And the breaker block we have is whole zone. Our entry targets with away here. Let's see how it plays out. We are going for long. Stop loss for here. Let's see if we have 1, 2, 3% off. Don't be greedy, because you know how good is. Let's see if we get taps in. Price taps us in and continue. Let's see if we got it. Beautiful. Till hit our TP, I was wasting time. I'll give you another example on the video. It's not out of me giving more example because I try my possible best to explain everything, diagram and on the first example, because I don't want you to start using the strategy without backtesting properly and understand how it works. But for benefit of that, I will still give you one example before we end the video. One example is coming. Stay tuned. But if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Remember to share as well. It's your friend who is struggling. I think this strategy will make very big difference for those who don't want to complicate their strategy. You see how simple it is. So, second example, I'll end it. See there. So guys, this is the last example. Pay very good attention. So, still on XAUSD on 15 minutes time frame, what is the market structure? You can clearly see that we're in downtrend. We're waiting for 8 o'clock p.m. New York time candle to close, and here is the candle it has closed. As it closes, what do we have? We mark this recent high and this recent low. Why do we mark this low? If you look closely, before the 8 o'clock p.m. candle close, we have a little pullback, and that pullback take out some candle. Originally, the low is confirmed and the high is also confirmed. We have two options now. We're waiting for sweep either side. Is either price take out the low or take out the high. Anyone that's price first take out, we look for market structures from 1 minute time frame, enter at other block or breaker block. So let's see what will happen. I'll use 15 minutes time frame just to make it super fast. I have wasted enough time here. Beautiful. I can clearly see that price have swept this very low. Our 1 minute time frame, what do we have? So let me check 1 minute time frame to see if we have a market structure shift already. I'll clearly see that price have given us a market structure shift after the sweep. Price give us market structure shift, and the pure example of what we discussed on schematic diagram appears here. After this market structure shift, price move far away without mitigating any zone here, maybe other block or fair value gap. And you can see we have a fair value gap here, a new other block formed. So where do you think would be the best zone to set our pending order? I have to use breaker block, right? So let me mark the breaker block zone. So this whole zone would be my point of interest for entry. Then stop loss below this very low. So we're going high. If you want to make more money, you can risk setting your stop loss on this edge of breaker block. But for you not to lose the trade after stopping you out, then price will push. You set your stop loss below this low, then target this high, or you target your 1:2. If you do 1-to-1, you may go partials, but for me, I don't like taking partials. I wait for price to hit my TP. My psychology is super strong, so whatever wants to happen, let it happen. So let me use 10 minutes for this push. Don't want to waste more time here. So you see everything how it is in 1 minute time frame. So let's see if we get involved. First candle, oof, we are now involved. So let's candle push. Now see that. Let's hope price hit our TP this time. Can clearly see that. You can now move to break even if you're afraid, or maybe take partials. For those of you who don't like losing trades. Now, but for me, I leave my trade. What will happen will happen. This is gold. It have enough volume to hit TP, so there's nothing to be afraid of. So do we hit? Beautiful. You can see that. You make your 1-2-3 if you hold. You don't take partials. So that's it. As you can see, the strategy is super simple, but you have to put a lot of work for you to master those terms, how it goes. It's not, I'm not selling dreams to you, but if you can be able to follow the steps and replicate these and without numbers, passing your challenge or making money on a weekly basis would be old story. So making it short here, I will stop here. The only thing I advise you is to backtest, share with your friends, then ask your question if you're confused. If I see that, I will not hesitate to help. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next one.